We were talking about how people keep shipping me with Yara. Why are you so parasocial to try to imply that I should be dating someone else when I am very happily married? And I've been happily married for 15 years now. How was everyone's Monday? I took my shot right before I went live, so we are all girl juiced up, which I definitely needed because I was starting to get emotional because I was thinking about an old friend that I used to have. And I had an old friend named Candy who I was like really close friends with for a while. I met her in GTRP and I was like really close to this person. Like she's an interesting person. She was like a furry. She had like a furry suit and everything. We had like similar interests and I don't know, we had similar personalities. And I had met her on GTRP. She used to play a character named Candy, which happens to be her actual like alias, like outside of GTRP as well. And like we became close and like throughout time, and then she's like one of the first friends I came out to too. Essentially, like I gave her like basically my share of my server when I left, because I left RP to pursue streaming and also because I wanted to like work my transition and stuff. And I didn't really feel like I needed RP anymore because since I was being myself and I was able to like express myself in my own ways, I wanted to move on from RP. So I gave her like actually ownership of the server that I had along with someone else. And after that, she started getting distant, which was kind of weird to me. I didn't really like make the connection until much later. But like she was like super close to me. Like we would hang out in voice chats all the time. We would play other games like once in a while. And like, I don't know, I just talked to her all the time. And then once I handed over the server ownership, she started getting more and more distant. And then apparently she ended up leaving the server because of some reason. I didn't really care that much because like I had left on from RP and like she can do what she wants. And I would just talk to her, we would hang out, and she started being distant randomly. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess she just needed space. I noticed that she was also pretty close with my wife. Like Smallbean and her were pretty close. Like almost like she was almost too attached to my wife, which I'll get to that in a second. But essentially I had noticed that she was sending TikToks to my wife, like, and like talking to her actively, but she hadn't been ghosting me for like 7 or 8 weeks on Discord and on TikTok and stuff. So like completely ignoring me, but she was still interacting with my wife. And I finally just had my wife like message her to ask her what the fuck was going on. And she finally messaged me and she said that she had been ghosting me because she had been posting some like really like still posts on Twitter, and I worriedly like asked if she was okay. And apparently she was saying that that was her space to vent and none of it was serious or anything, and she was just venting. And the fact that I was trying to be pushy and like checking on her was like weird. And that's the reason why she was ghosting me for 8 weeks. And I was like, that is ridiculous. Like I was concerned for your well-being because you were posting like, you were like posting like on Twitter, and I was worried about you. That's when our friendship started falling apart, because why would you ghost me for being concerned for your well-being? And then I just look back at all the little things, like the fact that she was super friendly to me when I was the owner of my server, and then as soon as I gave up ownership, she started becoming more and more distant. I feel like, and my theory is that she just wanted to use me. She wanted to use me because I like had power on my server, and the moment that I didn't have that power anymore, she didn't have any interest in being my friend anymore. There's like really no other explanation, because she's still trying to talk to my wife. Like she was like inviting my wife to go to like a fur con, because my wife is like somewhat interested in the furry stuff too, and did not invite me, and making it seem like I was just like a third wheel or something. And it's like, what the fuck? Like it was really strange. But yeah, this person literally sabotaged our friendship because I checked in on her when she was posting suicidal messages. And it's like really heartbreaking thinking back on that, because I was like really reliant on this person because she helped me be more accepted as the woman I am, because she's like one of the first people who accepted me for who I am. So like seeing this person who was like so accepting of me suddenly just turn into this like distant person, and like I understand like some people just need distance and some people do need their like avenues to like vent. That's something you communicate. You don't just like sabotage a friendship because you don't know how to handle your emotions. And I remember that's one of the things she was trying to critique me on, is because I was criticizing how she handled the situation. Because like I think I had the right to criticize her. She she was basically trying to sabotage our friendship because I checked in on her. And this is why I don't really reach out to people anymore, because like it's so hard to like read what people are thinking, and like I don't know if someone's just trying to use me or if they actually want to legitimately be my friend. And it's disgusting that that's the kind of like mentality I've had. And we saw with like Joyce, like the whole thing with Joyce, I got super close to my mod Joyce, and essentially I was starting to try to like, because you guys have heard of Dawn before, I've told this story a few times, but Dawn was like this centralist person who kind of like tried to like play all sides at the same time, which I'm not gonna get super into him, but I had given him a few chances because, you know, he seemed to show like genuine remorse. And one of the times that I invited him back to the Discord, I just told my staff, I was like, he's not gonna be, for the moment, he is not gonna be in like any voice chats because he sometimes says some weird shit. And then after a while, he regained my trust, and so I allowed him to be in my voice chat. And Joyce had like a huge issue with that for some reason. Which is weird because she never had an issue with anything before. She just like randomly like broke and was like, this person like isn't safe or whatever. And it's like, he earned my trust. And she was like, well, that's not how it works for me. And it's like, I was like, who the fuck are you? You're just my mod. You have no control over like how I'm running my community and stuff. If I want to give someone a chance, it's on me. And if I see them being dangerous to my community, then I will make that decision. Like, you have no power here. And that was her like initiative to basically step down as a mod. And at the time, like we didn't feel comfortable because she was like trying to like make ultimatums towards us, and we didn't feel comfortable anymore. So we told her, because she was planning on visiting us again, and we told her we didn't want her to visit because we didn't feel comfortable anymore because she was like being parasocial. And that's when she left. That's when she left the Discord, and that's when Tofu reached out to me and told me the truth about her. And I found out she was like actually potentially not potentially, but allegedly, and it's not even allegedly, like I was literally told that she fucking drugged people and like took advantage of them. So, and it's like, it's the same shit. It's like I get friendly with people because they earn my trust over time, and then I realize that they're just using me in some way. And in this case, Joyce was using me to fucking basically sleep around my Discord because she like met with the like various people in my community, and it's like this person was in my inner circle and I just didn't see the signs. And it's like I feel so fucking gullible sometimes. Like, how am I so fucking stupid? Like, how am I so fucking stupid that I keep allowing these awful people into my inner circle? It's insane. I feel stupid that I keep letting people take advantage of me. And it's started to get me to like be so closed off, and like it's so hard for me to like actively see people try to be friends with me. And it's like, I don't like, I almost feel like I like purposely keep people at an arm's distance now. And it's like, it's so hard to get over the trauma that I've experienced from having these awful people constantly like getting in my inner circle, and then I find out they're terrible people. And it's like, it's one of those things that you reflect on and you think it's like, am I the problem? Like, that's, I know it's so cringe to say, but like, am I the problem? I was driving home from work, and we were talking about how people keep shipping me with Yara and how cringe it is. And it's like, the only person that I should be shipped with is my wife. So the fact that people keep doing that is like really weird, because it's like, why are you so parasocial that you think you can like try to imply that I should be dating someone else when I am very happily married? And I've been happily married for 15 years now. And like, it brought back like old memories of like these other people who have been basically obsessed with my wife, with Small Bean, and how they would just treat, like, in just such a weird way, like so weird. Because she had like a friend on Reddit that was like friends, and like she used to play like Red Dead Redemption too, like online, and she would have these friends, and basically to get the guys on the server to leave the girls alone, they would just act like that they're like in a poly relationship as a joke, haha. But one of them actually started having feelings for my wife, and like she was obsessed with my wife, like to the point that like whenever my wife would go like take her over her kids or something, she would like freak out about it and like get super jealous. Or like whenever she had to go like do something with me, she would get like like really weird. And she got really weird when I transitioned too. You said that that one girl would get mad when you had to pick me up from work. But yeah, that memory came up about how people just like are so parasocial. They insert themselves into your life, and I remembered how Candy was like super like into my wife. It wasn't like completely black and white, but you could tell because she was like wanting to invite my wife to go like to Paracons and stuff. But I was a second thought. I wasn't even there. My kids weren't even there. It was just like, it was weird and just very parasocial. And that doesn't even include the fact that Joyce had like straight up said to Tofu that she had the impression that she was gonna come sleep with me and my wife when she came and visited. And like finding that out, like I shut that shit down so fast. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And that's why, like, I used to be super open about my transition. Like I used to share so much shit about my transition to like trans girls because like we're going through the same journey. We're going through the same journey. It's like, I don't know, it's like the only way I can really experience girlhood because I never experienced it as a kid. So, you know, I share my milestones and stuff, and like if I want to show my tits off to my friends, then whatever. But she took it such a weird way, and I told her from the beginning that there was never going to be anything between us. I'm in a monogamous relationship. I am very happy in my relationship. I'm just a little flirty sometimes, and sometimes I just want to show off my tits. Like, what the fuck? Like, is that a problem? Is that a problem? It's not a problem. But I can't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore because someone got weird. Joyce would send me weird pics of her stretching in weird position. Yeah, it's just like, we just thought it was like normal shit. But she like straight up was telling Tofu that when she was gonna come visit, that she was intending to sleep with us. And it's like, what the fuck? Where's this impression coming from? We are not interested in you. Yeah, it's so weird. I'm gonna make a video about this, about parasocialism. People keep pushing my boundaries with this stuff, and it's really weird. Like, I'm really fucking funny with Yara because we are friends. Like, she is fully aware that we will never have anything between each other, so we can like actually joke about this stuff and it not be weird. But when someone else who's not even involved makes the joke, it's like, that's really weird. Yeah, I'm also asexual. I'm demisexual. Like, Joyce knew I was demisexual. She knew that I was like only interested in my wife. Like, I always joke and say I'm like small bean sexual because I'm only interested in my wife. So, like, I don't know. It's so fucking crazy that I've already experienced this much, and I've only been in this sphere for a few years. And I even experienced it in the RP sphere too. It's like, why are people so fucking weird? Just be normal. And I think that's the reason why I can't really deal with parasocialism. I can't deal with like trying to tap into parasocialism because that is really weird to me, and I don't like it. Like, I'm not gonna give you the impression that you have a chance with me. No, that's not how it works. You are like, I'll be friends with you, but no. I've had a big problem with parasocial friends just leaving you forever, especially when you need them. Yeah, same. That was like, it was so soul crushing that I was so close to Kenny, and she just like sabotaged our friendship because she just couldn't communicate. Like, if I crossed a boundary with checking in on her, because she was actively posting suicidal shit on Twitter, and I was really worried about her. And I was like, are you okay? I saw this. Like, she could have right there just said, hey, this is no big deal. I'm just ranting. I've been like, okay. But no, she just ghosted me for 8 weeks and like sabotaged our friendship because I checked in on her. And it's so hurtful that is how one of my friendships has ended. And then the next one ended in such a similar, not really similar way, but more of like, they sabotaged my friendship, but it also exposed them as a predator. So yeah, because I checked in. You can be very assertive with your boundaries. Yeah, I think I just need to start like, if the moment someone messages me and be like, you are never gonna get with me, by the way, I'll just like straight up and say that, and they'll get offended. They'll get so offended. I have to tell people when I start being friends with them that, like, hey, if I flirt with you, it's a joke. No, there's nothing happening ever. Open up with, you're not my fucking type. Don't even think about it yet. I'd have experienced to happen if the opposite happened, but like, if I post shit and friends see it and just don't do shit, then I would expect them not to care. No, I literally wanted to check in on her because I was worried, and Apparently that was too much. Apparently that was a boundary that was pushed, which is fine, but just say something. Just say something. It's not hard to communicate. I just feel stupid sometimes. And people wonder why I am such a loner. I don't like doing collabs with people because like I feel like anyone who wants to do a collab with me just wants to use me or something. And it's just like, it's such a fucking awful mindset. And I want to get over it. I want to do more collabs. I even told myself when I came back as a VTuber I was going to do more collabs. And the only person I've collabed with is Nyara. The only reason I collab with Nyara is because she can't use me because I'm not, like, she's got a much bigger platform. Like, she has nothing to gain from using me. So it's like, in my mentality, it's like, it's more of a safer collab. I would love to see some collabs. Yeah, I do want to do more collabs. I do want to do more collabs. Nyara doesn't look at you like that. I know, I'm just trying to explain my thought process and why I was willing to collab with Nyara, because I don't normally collab. I'm talking about trust issues and parasocialism and how I struggle to like trust people because it's trauma. It's trauma. Chat, it's trauma. I have a lot of trauma. I have a lot of trauma with everything, like in everything in general. I have trauma from childhood abuse, sexual abuse, like friendship abuse. Just like, I've got so much trauma. And I think streaming is how I like cope with it. I think it's the reason why I like streaming so much, because it doesn't require me to like put myself out in the world. I can just like, I can be myself on stream. I caught myself crying on the way home from work because I remembered Candy, and it's like, that was a very tough time for me. That was heartbreaking to me, and I hope I can make better friends in the future that won't end up like that. I feel like I've already made like friends that won't end up like that already. I still have like the huge issue that I am extremely sensitive. Like that's probably like, people don't expect that, but I think it's because you don't realize that the sensitivity comes from when people are close to me. When someone has no, like, it's hard to explain. It's like when you care about someone and they hurt you, it hurts. But when you don't care about someone at all and they're just some random person and they say something mean to you and you're like, whatever, I don't care about you. Like, that's how it feels. Like, does that make sense? So that's what I mean by I'm very sensitive, because I have a big wall, but once you get past that wall, I'm a softie. And I, like, the smallest thing breaks me. Yeah, that was a lot. That was very emotional, chat. Sorry.
Pink and she's glowing, her hair stays flowing, and she drops hot takes like she just don't care. Your precious lady is about to arrive. Wouldn't advise getting on her bad side. Don't know if she has talent, but she just might. Everybody questioning who the best druid around is. Like, who is? It's the pretty pink icon. Whooith.